Today I want to make a little video showing how to remove this 3-jaw chuck if it's stuck. This is my Grizzly G0602 small lathe. It's a 10 by 22 inch lathe, and it's okay, it's pretty good. I've done a couple things to it to modify it from its original state. Very minor, like for example, the tool post I changed to a quick change tool post there, and I've made new knobs for everything on the lathe, of course, so they're nicer. They're made out of aluminum and they're a lot smoother than the ones that came with it. But other than that, when it comes with this 3-jaw chuck installed, and in some cases that 3-jaw chuck is on there really tight, and to get it off is a major pain, and you might end up damaging something. So I figured out a way to take it off without damaging anything, and I'll show you one other method that somebody else had that is a pretty good method, but you can still damage some stuff. So number one is I'm going to end up using a large adjustable wrench on these jaws, but I want the torque to be out as far to the outer circumference as possible. So I'm going to switch out these jaws that are facing inwards to the jaws that came with the lathe that face outward, so I can get this beefy part out here next to the edge. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to put a piece of plywood underneath here so that I don't drop anything on the ways. And I've already turned the power off on the emergency off switch so that I cannot accidentally turn this thing on. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three. Okay, so to put these back in, see, this is the other set going back in now. One. These are marked. There's a little stamp in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a number 2 in there. So I know it's the number 2 one to go in. Okay, that one's grabbed. And number 3. Okay, so they've all grabbed now. And of course, anybody that has a lathe knows that you never leave this chuck, or this key, in the chuck. It's always removed. If you ever turn that thing off, it'll come flying out and kill you. Okay, so now this is out here. I can get a hold of it with this adjustable wrench. Okay. The next thing is there's some keepers on the side here. Let me see if I can move this camera over. So I'll come right back so you can see the keepers. Okay, here's the keepers right here. And I'm going to use an Allen wrench. It's a 5mm Allen wrench to take them off. Back up a little bit here. Okay, and then I'll move the camera to the other side so you can see where we have to get a hold of this. Okay, here's the door where the pulleys and everything are located. Okay, so if you were trying to take this off, I probably should have shown you the other side. They tell you to use, there's 2 keys. They tell you to use this smaller key, which is the 4-jaw chuck key, and put it in a hole that's in the shaft here. Well, it's not a very tight fit, and it was on so tight I was afraid I was going to either bend this key or ruin the hole in the shaft here. So I tried it a little bit, couldn't get it to work, so I went on the internet looking. And the other method was to take a pipe wrench like this and put it on these nuts here. Well, these are lock nuts, so this can come off, but you'll also end up boogering up this nut trying to get it to come off. So my method is to take a strap wrench and put it around the pulley. Put it out here as far as you can get it. So I still have the pulley on here so it'll operate. So now I can get a hold of it like this, and also let me get to the position here. So now I can get a hold of the chuck and the pulley, whoops, and pull it off. So now it's loose. So that's the trick, and the strap wrench works quite well, and you don't damage anything. So that's the tip. And let me go ahead and take this. Let me move back over, and I'll put the 4-jaw chuck on just so you can see it. Okay, I'm ready to take this 3-jaw chuck off. Okay, put the 4-jaw on, which is a lot larger. There's a lot of oil on this. I normally keep this stuff oiled up so it doesn't rust because it's out here in an unheated building, and the water will condensate on it, and pretty soon you'll have rust on everything. Okay, so the 4-jaw is on there. Let me go ahead and turn these in a little bit here. Of course, each one of these operates independently, as you lathe owners know. Okay, once that's back on there, of course these keepers go back in. And I can tell one thing is, this is not made with real high quality craftsmanship. If it was, they wouldn't have that keeper bolt lined up with that bolt right in the way. They'd put it between these two and put the hole in there and tap it. So when they're making these things, they're not thinking, because it does interfere. Okay, we're changed over with the 4-jaw chuck now without damaging anything. Now most of the time this is not an issue. You can do it. Once you get it off the first time, it's not a problem after that. But when it comes from the factory, that 3-jaw chuck is on there so tight you can't hardly get it off. So that was the trick I learned. Just the strap wrench on the pulleys. Not a pipe wrench and not some other method. Anyway, good luck.